Red Dot Invitational. We have a qualifying match to LAN, so it's a very, very important one. It will be a best of 3 between HellRaisers and their opponents, who will be the Danes, the newly assembled Dignitas lineup, of course featuring Config and Rubino as the new players. Tensky had just been added to the lineup as well, but this team is already looking quite promising, but it's early days, and I'm curious what they can do against what is essentially, individually, a pretty stacked lineup from HellRaisers.
Well, straight into the pistol here on Overpass, which will be the first map of this best of 3. Again, this is a qualifier for LAN. See if Kuch is as brave as Simple was when he played for HellRaisers in that position. Would often be pushing through the smoke again. Schneider is on the HellRaisers team as well for the time being. I presume he is a stand-in as opposed to permanent member, as Simple was. But here we go. So Dignitas is going to take over the A site and get frags over towards B as well.
Yeah, and this was HellRaisers' choice of map as well, so they're not going to be getting off to a good start, potentially, unless they can somehow rescue this one. It is Oscar and Stiko, the dynamic duo, looking to do so, and Oscar's going to pick up a frag, but he's actually fully healthed up as well, so he could yet do more damage still, but these players from Dignitas have assembled a nice defensive line on the bomb site. Nice setup indeed. It's going to be hard to break that one. HellRaisers is just looking for the frags at the moment, which is pretty smart. Just reserved to the idea that they are going to lose this round, so maybe they can make some extra money to help them if they choose to force buy in the following round.
For those of you who did not know, Kirby is selling some knives, apparently.
This lineup is really interesting with Dignitas, because I feel like with Config, considering the kind of individual plays he's been capable of, and especially Rubino also stepping up in the clutch capacity as well, in that sense, I feel like they've alleviated the pressure from Kirby a little bit. Because Kirby is a guy that everyone has put loads of pressure on him as like a star upcoming player, but we haven't seen him do that just yet. But now I feel like he's got that, it's his time to shine.
I want to see, for me it's just a waiting game. I want to see what they have to offer as a team. It's been quite a turbulent time for the Dignitas roster. Time will tell. Maybe we'll have a glimpse of that in this best of 3. They are on the bye here versus the TCs who lost the first round. Not going well for HellRaisers on this round, as to be expected. Only Oscar indeed is left with his Deagle, and he's got Kevlar as well, currently untouched. So he could try and save it. I mean, if he chooses to push the side here, he's essentially going to his death.
It's okay for HellRaisers, so they didn't actually invest too much in this round. Actually, if we just check the money really fast, I don't think Oscar's going to find anything. Yeah, you can see that there is quite a lot of cash left on HellRaisers' side still. So when they get into that buy eventually, which will be in the round following this one, they're going to be looking at AWPs, they're going to be looking at the full set of grenades. So we'll get to see their prime defensive setup just straight away. And Dignitas, I will be curious as to what kind of strategies that they'll have in the bag, because MSL, he's got a lot of notoriety for how he builds his rounds and how he uses his players. He's a very experienced in-game leader, so you can expect a lot from him, I think.
So you've got that flashbang coming out onto short with another one in support by Config there. Again, this is the last anti-eco, and he's going to do well. With 12 HP though, might have to be careful about giving up his AK, so he might be in a more passive position there. So he's continuing to push short, knowing they did some damage to Config, but it will not be Config they find. MSL finishing things off there with the Mac 10 into the buy round now. We'll see if that AWP does come out for HellRaisers.
Yeah, we got to see Oscar on the AWP. Surely it's going to happen. He's such a phenomenally strong AWPer for the team, and it's a team that has had many strong AWPers in the past, but I feel like Oscar probably lends the best combination of skill sets, as well as the really sick AWPing. Pretty decent team player from what I've seen, although he does tend to take some individual plays to heart as well. But here it is, the first challenges, as Dignitas take some map control, so their play is starting to develop towards the A side now.
And you can see Oscar's not going to go for the re-peek there. He's going to make it all the way back to C2 spawn and reset the situation. Goes for another peek, doesn't get a connection either. And he's going to move back once more. So constantly keep Dignitas guessing as to where he might be, but those failed shots are going to allow Dignitas to make it all the way onto the site here.
Yeah, Oscar is going to be put into a very awkward position here with the AWP. There's the first shot over the top of the container. That's going to find its way onto MSL. So Oscar's still alive, but his teammates are quickly falling around him. Lots of pot shots here before he'll finally be eliminated. Vanquished by Config. And that is a clean round into the A bomb site from Dignitas. A decisive strike, which has left them in a very good place, only having lost the in-game leader of MSL. And Kucha's desperately trying to save his weapon now, just hiding in all the corners, all the nooks and crannies that he can possibly find. find him to keep himself safe. But here is Dignitas looking to find him, and they might do just that. Here it is, 2 players, surely no way, and Kucho will die indeed. So 4-0, Dignitas off to a Stormer.
Yeah, 4-0 on the T side of Overpass is massive. It's not big, it's not good, it's massive. And it bodes well for a very strong T half overall. You can see the HellRaisers economy means that we're probably going to see a 5-0 for Dignitas here, so only going from bad to worse for the HellRaisers team. 2 Deagles, 2 5-7s coming out. The one flashbang onto Angel. Curious to see how he's going to use it. He's going to be the man picking, actually, avoiding the flashbang. Just about missing MSR's head there, but he's got a jump on him. And Kuch is going to be looking for the close engagement. But he's going to force himself in all the way, maybe expecting a bit of a close quarters battle there. I think that may have been a bit of an overextension. There we go, Angel gets 1 headshot. MSR's heavily tagged as well, actually, so this becomes dangerous now.
Yeah, Angel's always dangerous with these pistols. Look at that, beautiful stuff. Again, this guy is a menace. He's got a pistol of any kind, but 2 players left for him to try to take down. He's very low on health, no Kevlar, and he'll finally be vanquished indeed. Gets Kirby to make the kill, so 5-0. But I mean, the best thing for Dignitas is that consistently in all the previous rounds, including their buy versus buy, they haven't really lost many players. So even though they lost 3 there, they can shrug that one off more than easily. So Dignitas now going to be up against another buy round from HellRaisers. And previously we saw them going for a big A push, just keeping it simple, just pressure up A onto the site with an execute. HellRaisers now need to respond. They can't let Dignitas have so much free map control.
Well, interesting smoke there, leaving a gap, but that gap's not going to be explored too closely by either side, especially with Orps in play. Potentially taking down Angel towards short B or connector, it seems, from the minimap. I think that was short B, in fact.
Yeah, I think it's a kill from connector, yeah.
Okay. So that's a lot of vision missing for the HellRaisers side, but Dignitas are advancing over towards the A site here. Nobody on long. Oscar, things getting evened up here. I think you're going for a bit of wallbanging there. I'm not sure if that actually works.
Is that possible?
Is it an M4A4?
I don't know that is possible.
I'd be very surprised.
Have to test that one later. Okay, this is better though from HellRaisers. They've managed to take a kill here, even though they've lost a player themselves. At the very least, they'll spot the rotation, the remaneuver here from Dignitas. We'll see a preemptive rotation from HellRaisers back into the B site to defend. Nade over top, that is a great grenade there from Kucha. He gets a kill before going down, but he's given his team a lot of damage, a lot of time to try to save this bomb site, and it's working out for them. Oscar coming in a timely fashion with the AWP, and now he'll be boosted up over the top, and he'll find the frag onto config. That's a lovely little play there from Oscar, and I think it was it Angel? Kucha? Somebody. Nice little team play. And they'll finally claim a round, but they did lose 3 players, so their economy is still a little bit shaky. Yeah,
Oscar's a nice AWPer to watch. Bit of a different style to the other ones, but very enjoyable nonetheless. So you can see Schneider down to a Mag 7 now. So you can see the limitations of the HellRaisers economy coming into play here, which is why Dignitas are still at such a strong advantage. But they need to solve the Oscar problem. See that common peak that MSR's doing? We always see Edward doing that for Navi as well. They don't often see it being pre-fight, however, and HellRaisers running out of numbers here.
Yeah, Schneider's got in there though with the Mag 7. He'll do some good damage onto config, but he won't get the kill in the end, and config will be left standing, albeit on 2 points of health. But against a measly 2 players on HellRaisers, they should be pretty good to just move in with the numbers on either the B or the A bomb site and win the day. And there is a push coming in from Angel on the HellRaisers side, moving down A long, and this is going to give HellRaisers the information. Even though they're 2 versus 4, he can maybe get the flank, he can get the call that it's going to be B, and give Kucha a bit of an easier time, and Angel might just have been spotted there. I think the barrel might have shown past the door, and indeed, the frag was expected by MSL, but he couldn't finish him off in time. But again, the numbers superiority working in Dignitas' favor is proving too difficult to overcome.
All 3 on the site now. Config down to a mere 2 HP, close to being killed by a smoke grenade, but there we go. We'll see if Kucha, what he chooses to do here. Not really running away from the site, maybe trying to hide in plain sight. Does have a kit, although I think on a map layout like this, Ninja defuse as the T's run away is unlikely. So he's just simply looking to clutch it, but config, no fear, 2 HP, doesn't care, going to come in and shoot him straight in the face. 6-1 to Dignitas, and again, the HellRaisers money is wrecked. So this is what happens with such a solid lead such as a 4-0, you win 1 round, you get reset, then again, this the map could be won in one half here. HellRaisers are going to be on a very uphill struggle when it comes to their T side.
Yeah, we're starting to see this map. It feels a little bit more like just a very economy-based map. It used to be so, you know, very CT-sided, but we're starting to see T sides like Dignitas getting that stronger economic start, building it into massive halves. So quite interesting how Overpass is developing quite a lot as time goes on. Now, it'd be very nice for HellRaisers if they were to be able to pick up some form of damage here, but we can see that it's going to be pretty hard as Dignitas already have the A bomb site.
Rubino getting 2 kills very quickly. Again, it is an eco round here from HellRaisers. They've got 1 kill so far, but there's no damage on the remaining players. Angel's close, and he's going to get the one shot actually. He's close enough to do that. Picking up the AK, and we may expect him to try and save this. There are 2 AKs on the team now. Schneider was the only one who didn't have one, which hence his aggression. But there we go. We'll see the remaining CTs try and save if Angel can get away in time. Might need to find a headshot here. Almost, but not quite. So he will go down. Kucha will try to save the final AK forward HellRaisers side, who are going to be 7-1 down very shortly versus Dignitas.
Yeah, and he even found a flash, so that's nothing to scoff at. An extra $200 that he will not have to spend himself, which is always good. So cute little save there, and it will definitely help quite a lot considering that the money is a little bit... Well, honestly, it's not ideal in any sense, but because he was able to save that one rifle, it means that they can get a nice selection of grenades, utility to work with, as well as the full rifle setup. But there's no AWPs in play, not for Dignitas either, and HellRaisers potentially looking at a more aggressive opening here, trying to just deny map control. If Dignitas have, when they are allowed to get an execute going for free in front of a bomb site, that's bad news for HellRaisers.
So, Dignitas playing it relatively slow now. You can see them huddled up towards the fountain area on your minimap with one person just lurking outside B, but not daring to venture towards short B just yet. There is a player in isolation from Nectar who may hear the rotation, although it's about to be sandwiched. That's Oscar, down he goes. And there's still 2 players holding steadfast on the B site, although it seems that Schneider's starting to rotate closer to A in case he should be needed. But Dignitas going to show a lot of aggression now, moving over towards long. And HellRaisers are going to have to go on a fact-finding mission again.
Yeah, this could be quite an interesting round now, because HellRaisers, they could very easily get caught out in this kind of a 2-man setup just outside the toilets, because this big ramp is coming around now from A long from Dignitas. So they get a fast entry right now onto the bomb site. This could be problems here for HellRaisers, but indeed they'll line up instead for HellRaisers. Angel and Stiko getting 2 quick kills, and that's going to leave just now Rubino left alive. And 1 versus 3, and he's been spotted. They can play this slowly now. Angel does not have to go for it, but he's actually going to just jump out and get gunned down by Rubino, who now has a chance. Rubino showing a lot of clutch capacity, and here it is once again. Another frag coming in play, but he's got 15 seconds left to plant the bomb now. And he does have the ability to do so, but Kucha, unknown angle, he will be able to find that kill, that very needed frag. But HellRaisers, once again, even though they win a round, their money is awful.
You have to wonder what happened if that was a communication issue, because Schneider prepared a flash, but Angel peeked before the flash was even thrown, I think, by Schneider, then went down in the 1 versus 1, or maybe he just chose... obviously, he was in a horrible situation in his position, so it may be that he just chose to be the aggressor. But there we go. 7-2 in favour of Dignitas. And the money is just going to continue to be strained for this the rest of this half here for HellRaisers.
And so far, to me, it appears that HellRaisers are struggling quite a lot to find a good solution so far. Obviously, the scoreline, that's an obvious statement from the scoreline, but essentially the rounds that they're winning and the situations that are close, that's just generally coming down to individual skill as opposed to them finding a good approach into a round. Dignitas are consistently finding better approaches than HellRaisers. Their rounds are working right now, so I would expect at least a 10-5. I think that's something that could be even the best case for HellRaisers, a 10-5. Dignitas, they can get a strong buy-in here, and if they actually win this round, if HellRaisers cannot crush them and have 3 or 4 players left alive, HellRaisers are just going to get ground down again, and I doubt they'll get more than 3 or 4 rounds.
The kills are very evenly spread out on the Dignitas side as well. Everybody's contributing there. I like the consistency with the CSGO badges as well. Guardians galore. So, the unpause is coming in. We can see the limited utility on HellRaisers' side. I've got a few more nades coming in, actually. The helmets will be lacking, which isn't going to matter versus 5 AKs unless they get hit in the head through a wall. There might be a difference between life and death. But there we go.
I wonder if we'll see some better tactical setups from HellRaisers, because that's what they really need here. You can't let the map control go, but you do have to have stronger defensive setups moving into some of these denial plays when you're looking to lock out the T's from certain areas. But once again, Dignitas, they easily push up the toilets area. They drop the bomb there. They're trying to take over the sewers area also, which will give them the ability to double back with the bomb if they need to. And here we go, finally, HellRaisers will pick up some frags. But again, the approach from Dignitas is fantastic. But can they save this? They're 3 versus 4 now.
Schneider going for the wall banging, and Tensky can't afford to peek the angle and fire back. He's only got 20 HP, and they're man down already, so have to be very careful. He is walking on eggshells at the moment, and Dignitas want to keep up the pressure regardless here. You can see the money starting to get a bit low on the Dignitas side. That's Captain Obvious flashbang coming in there. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough for MSR to take the frag. 4 versus 2.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, this should be pretty impossible for HellRaisers to throw this round away. We do have a nice frag coming in from Rubino. Again, always good for it would seem lately, as he moves into the second engagement. Very expectant of Stiko's position, having already been spotted, has Stiko, but he's going to make both frags, shut down the round there for Dignitas, and HellRaisers will indeed win the round in the end. Nice quad kill there on Stiko, going from 2 to 6 frags, and they'll have enough players left alive to get some strong buys going in here. But again, I really like how Dignitas tried to set up that round. They took very fast and forward positioning towards A. They cleared out the sewers area, and if they just won one of those 1 versus 1s, there's 2 1 versus 1s. If they won one of them instead of losing both, then they would definitely have won the round. Oh, deadly stuff with the nade there.
Timing on these flashbangs and H has been really good, but here we go. Dignitas trying to force their way into the site, but you can see their economy's been decimated now. HellRaisers have a good opportunity to get back into this, but they're losing numbers now. Unfortunately, Rubino runs out of bullets. Tensky versus 3. Takes down Stiko, just left with Schneider and Oscar. So everything's going to slow down here as Tensky starts to look for a potential flank. Angles are simply being held there. Goes for the fast peek though, and he's going to just about get the angle on him. So 3 versus 1 to a 1 versus 1 now, and Schneider needs to clutch this for his team. No helmet will mean Tensky will get taken down. Oh, sorry, it was Schneider without the helmet, but there we go. He will finish things off for his team. So another situation. I think that's another 3 versus 1 that went down to 1v1 for HellRaisers.
Yeah.
Makes it expensive.
And that's again, that's been so problematic, because HellRaisers, one thing they would really like, and they would pretty struggle less with, is having the AWP on Oscar. That gives them a lot more breadth and potential openings into their CT setups, and it will make their tactical plays stronger on the CT side. But they've been denied that money-wise. Finally, we'll see Oscar on the AWP again. He's pushed into the long position. There goes the peak, and even though they flashed across, it wasn't quite deep enough. Oscar still able to just barely see and spot for that frag onto MSL. And now the Dignitas engine will start to move towards A, maybe even in a committed fashion here.
Well, Tensky moving through the bogs, as we call them in the UK. Rubino just watching the flank from behind the smoke. Tensky gets the opening kill. It's been very good so far for Dignitas on this map. Rubino and Kelby go down quickly though. Tensky to trade onto Schneider. 2 versus 3. Oscar's got a wreck config, leaving Tensky alone. He almost did a 3 versus 1 last time. Starting things off now with the kill onto Kucha. Oscar soon to follow. Down to the 1 versus 1 again, but he's only got 2 HP. That Molly is in the right position.
Oh no, he doesn't have any idea. Oh, that's quite interesting. But again, he does that, James. He cripples their economy. They do save the AWP onto Angel, but look at the money. Nobody's above 39.50. That is just ridiculous. Dignitas can have a very strong opportunity here to just, if they win this one, then obviously the next round HellRaisers won't have any money. So that's going to give them that 10-5. HellRaisers have done well to get themselves up to 5, I would say, considering some of the previous rounds and how things had been going. But here we go. The AWP is in a forward position, but the push is coming into Suez. Predictably, Dignitas going for a B execute.
Well, we'll see if Rubino can make it work here. Pop flashing through, but he's going to get taken down by Kucha Free Monster, who's now focusing on short. He's going to get taken down by Kiabi with a P250 this time. MP9 coming in now. There's only 2 players left. The bomb is on the floor, which is very important for the rounds going forward. And it's Tensky again in a 3 versus 1.
Yep.
Schneider goes down. He's got Angel and Oscar left. Who can he wreck this time?
Yeah, this guy seems to be a little bit prolific at this point, at least in this matchup. Now, oh, there we go. Oscar's going to find the back of him. And, well, I mean, I was going to say HellRaisers did well to clean that round up. It looked quite messy at the beginning, and they were able to prevent a bomb plant, which would have changed things quite significantly. Once the bomb goes down and the smokes are still up, it allows the T's to actually fall back safely into defensive positions, which pushes all the CTs into unfavorable engagements, which is that's what you want to go for, but they couldn't get the bomb down in the end. And now it's going to be guns versus guns, and HellRaisers have made a respectable scoreline for themselves, but it still needs to be better for them to have a strong second half, or hope to have a strong second half, as we have Angel spotting, or yeah, there we go, finally spotting the players moving into sewers and getting a frag as well. So 5 versus 4, and HellRaisers with some good information.
Indeed, no trade from the T's, no damage done either. So Angel got that one for free. It took them a while to identify where that kill was coming from. You see Kiabi, well, I was going to say starting to lurk, but Oscar just sends him down like a ragdoll. 5 versus 2. So HellRaisers was a terrible start. Getting back into this. Now it's Rubino's turn to try and clutch, but his gun's not going to be ready. 3 versus 1 now, again. And Tensky starts things off again onto Schneider. Stiko and Oscar remain.
It's pretty awesome to see, Tensky actually thriving in these situations, but of course also you can see by design the way that they put the rounds or started to create the rounds. He's the guy left alive at the end, which is quite surprising because you could say Rubino, he's been so strong clutch wise, and he's got a lot of experience as well. Tensky was one of the more questionable players as far as the individual skill goes, but he's been delivering here so far, so that excites me. And now we've got the 7-7, HellRaisers coming all the way back, and here we go, the AWP's going to meet this big push. Oscar whiffs the first shot, that's huge, but he'll get the second one. The follow-up is good, and the next one. Oscar 2 thrags, looking to make it 3. He will fail in doing so, but there is a lurker in the form of Angel coming up the back.
Yeah, how many can he get? There's the first one, and Rubino soon to follow. A very quick 3-man for Angel. And HellRaisers take the lead, 8-7.
Yeah, that's impressive, isn't it? Where were they at? I mean, they were down to like 5-1, I think, at some point.
They were up the creek, Dan.
Yeah, 5-1.
Those toilets were running in reverse, Dan.
Then it went to 7-1. It went to 7-1, and they finished 8-7.
That is upset.
That's very well done indeed. And a lot of it's because of the fact they were able to get the AWP in play on Oscar, and that really, really helped them out, because I think they felt a lot of pressure when they had to play with the rifle setups and a lack of grenades to play more aggressively than they wanted to. And Dignitas were very, very strong. Individually, the amount of damage they were doing, ridiculous. But now we're into the pistol round, and we might have a very fast meeting here over by the fountain.
Indeed we will. 2-man push here from the CTs. Kiabi is going to get the first frag onto Stiko, and Oscar's going to get taken down, lose the bomb as well, and Schneider's gone, and it's Angel remaining for HellRaisers. So, yeah, it hasn't really gone their way. He's got 1 frag. He is a hyper-aggressive player for HellRaisers, the hyper-aggressive player, if you will. There's still 1 lurker. That's Kiabi. He's already got 2 people in this round. Just taking a very passive angle towards the bomb around the slide area.
He's easily the best pistol player on the server as well, I would say.
Who, Angel?
Angel, yeah. He is godlike with pistols. And here he goes, trying to make it happen. There's the first engagement, and he will snap the neck of Config with that USP. So he is making work here, and he's got 40 seconds to play with, so there is time, but he's got to recover the bomb, and that is what the CTs are expecting.
You can see he's going for the wide peaks, trying not to get headshot, but he'll get headshot nonetheless. These are pros after all. Kiabi to even things up for Dignitas, 8-8. Let's see what kind of buy they go with. Kiabi going straight for the M4. He's got a few kills in the previous round, so we'll go M4, helmet Kevlar, and the 1 flashbang. You've got umps coming out, SMGs galore.
Yeah, this could be an interesting one. HellRaisers with those pistols, the Deagle on Angel. Seen him do some cool stuff with that today. And Dignitas, they know that they should either be up against an full eco or a force. Well, they should be up against a force buy. There should never really be an eco here for from HellRaisers. So quite surprising they're playing so forward. Actually, you would expect them to play further back, and will it cost them? Looks like it won't so far. HellRaisers trying to make the approach quickly, but they are being stopped by these rifles and SMGs. It's just Angel left now, and his sole mission in life, in this round at the very least, is to get some kills with this Deagle.
Yeah, and we saw him do them in the first half. I think the play from Dignitas here was to basically put smokes down and force HellRaisers to run through them for the free kills. And they worked for the most part. I can see bodies strewn all over the place. Looks like a BBC News report. There's a first Deagle, so they will continue here for Angel. The angles to cover. The moving accuracy of the Tech 9 will prove superior. And Dignitas survive the force buy test.
Yep, going to be pretty nice for them in this round here. I mean, they can just hold it all the way back. HellRaisers, they can't really have utility. That's kind of that's one of the reasons why on a force buy, if the bomb has gone down, or if you discover it's a force buy and you know that they're going to have nades, you actually want to play closer to the T's because you don't want to let them execute into the site. You want to stop them before that point. In this position, Dignitas can play all the way back because there's no nades to come into the bomb site, so there's no way for them to really plant.
All the way back.
And you can just abuse the ranges. So surprised to see them playing a little bit more aggressively here.
You know what I've been abusing lately?
Is it ranges, James?
My diet.
We've just been to America, so I'm not too surprised there.
Yes, it's been terrible. I sort of regret that.
The one thing with America I can never get over is the portion sizes. I just can't handle those portion sizes. They wreck me.
Yeah, it's all too much.
Yeah, I struggle enough with regular European portion sizing, but Americans, I just can't finish those meals, James. Not even close.
HellRaisers going to be on the buy now. The AKs are coming out. Some Molotovs as well, so curious to see if they're going to try and take over the short B area with some running Molotovs, as you see Seized do for Na'Vi. Although, in fact, they're all heading over towards A, except for Angel. It is indeed. Ooh, Angel's got himself a oh, I think Angel threw the Molotov onto short B and then got the wall spray, and the Molotov kills the kill config. So very nicely done there by Angel. The one-man short B take.
Yes, glorious stuff.
Kiabi and Tensky taking a lot of damage as well, and they're forced to retreat. They're going to move towards A. So I think they eventually, I think the CTs did push short B, but Angel's done the damage.
This is quite a cool response from HellRaisers as well with the pick. The unknown push down to A long, and there is the fast frag. MSL, very important kill. Can he keep it going? Second kill coming up now. MSL distracting Stiko, and that's going to open up the frag for Rubino. So now things get very hard indeed for HellRaisers. They are too slow to the trigger, and that is going to be the end of them. Had MSL not got that first frag and then fallen back safely into cover just to apply pressure from that position, where the T's were desperately trying to frag him, had that not happened, then the round would likely have been HellRaisers. But instead, Dignitas win it with almost a clean sweep. So their economy is going to be in a very good place if they win this round cleanly, as they should, up against only pistols and an HE on Angel.
Okay. So we've got some peeking coming in from... oh, the nade.
Timing is good, isn't it?
Pain.
It's like he's got a little egg timer that he just starts at the beginning of every round.
We've seen some good nade timing all game. I'm going to get demo afterwards and look at that play from Angel in the last round, because that was glorious, even though I only saw it on the mini-map. So short B is being held by Tensky at present. You can see HellRaisers don't have much going on. Angel will be hungry for... ooh, Angel and Schneider, I think, are holding the same angle, but Angel's going to get taken down by Tensky. Loving
the boost shenanigans these days that we're seeing behind smokes. Not really going to work out too well, though. The grenade is going to eliminate Stiko, blowing him to smithereens, as Oscar is looking for something now, potentially a player jumping around for a spot. But at this point, Dignitas, they can just sit back with all 5 players in a very defensive position. They don't need to take any risks here. And they can instead force HellRaisers to push into horrendous angles. And indeed, he's actually going to just go for some frags here to pad out those stats. But he will pay the price, going down instead. And he will allow his teammates to pick up the frags in his place. Just Schneider left with that Beagle, and he will be eliminated promptly by Kirby, leaving it at a 12-8 scoreline. Dignitas looking good at the moment, but in comes the buy, and this is where it could all change for HellRaisers. And it should, if they hope to win this map, which they did choose.
Well, we'll see what the play is going to be here. Is Angel going to be the man to open things up? Is Oscar going to be the man? Actually, if we could follow Angel, that would be cool, because I think he's going for the same play as before. So you see he's lining up the Molotov very quickly onto short B. And again, the spray. That's the spray that killed Config last time, but they know better than to engage it on this occasion.
And one thing as well is that you could see that he had a counter play in mind from a CT that could stop him, which is if the CTs rushed the monster tunnel quickly to spot for him, but he threw in the flash. So he pre-flashed that position, allowing him some time to safely spray as well. So you can see he's fought it all the way through.
Nice.
So any counterplay would not be successful from the CT side. Instead, they just have to give up the sewage position at that timing, allowing HellRaisers some important map control. You can see Angel's just here. He's kind of being the lurker at the moment, but he's giving his team an opportunity to double back into the B-bomb site safely, as Angel knows what's going on over there.
Okay, so Everything quiet at the moment. More timing grenades coming in. Ooh, Oscar. Is he going to see the jack in the box? He's not going to need it. Rubino just going to walk straight into the crosshair. So patience pays off here for Oscar, but Kiabe is lurking. And he's going to get the shadow giveaway as well, which means the pre-fire comes in. Oscar running into bullets himself. 2 versus 2 now. Kucha coming in for the flank. So it's paying off the HellRaisers so far. Atensky has got an important frag there on Kucha.
Schneider's left in this 1 versus 3. Looks for the first frag, which is a smart move, but he will not be able to win against Pensky, who has been on absolute fire in this first map with this series. A very important series to be on fire for as well, because again, reminding you guys, this is the Red Dot Invitational. Winner of this series will go to LAN, which is an important point, and that means they're both trying their utmost to take this one down. And Marcelo will make the fast play with the AWP into connector. 3 players there. Oscar with an immediate headshot onto MSL. That's not a good way for Dignitas to start this round.
Indeed, this is not over yet, but there's a lot of people in that connector area. Oh, through the hole as well, but didn't do too much damage. Indeed, Tensky will be the one to take all the damage in the next engagement. So it's a 5 versus 3, and HellRaisers have 1:15 to play with, so no pressure on them. Dignitas going to have to play a bit of a gamble here. Looks like they're going to go for a stack towards the B-bomb site. So far, so good. Schneider getting taken down by Rubino. Not sure if he saw that second play there towards the door, but he's going to get dinked through the wooden panel as well. So Dignitas definitely in trouble here.
Yeah, it's very strained, this defense, although it is Overpass, so rotation times are fast, but where is the bomb going to go? That is the real question for the CTs, and Kirby will not be able to help them figure that out. There will be no solution from him. Instead, he goes down. So now the pressure is even higher, stacked against the Danish side, as Rubino will find some alleviation there. Nice frag coming in from Config as well. He will find the rest of the players, but Rubino's on 19 points of health, so here he goes. He hasn't been spotted just yet. This is a good approach, but can he get the first frag? No, it will be Oscar with impeccable reaction times, as always, from the man, the new star, Oscar.
That was very high risk on short B, just running through the smoke, trying to basically peek CT in that fashion. but it pays off for HellRaisers eventually. Excuse me. There we go. What is going on with this? Okay, super late buy from HellRaisers there. It's like, okay, Gluck, I think you might need more than that, buddy. So, buy for both teams here. Dignitas still have a 4-round advantage. Got that boost coming in. So the player can look through the window there. So if you walk through the initial opening into toilets, then you might get taken by surprise if you are a T. Meanwhile, the player boosting can hold an angle on the left. Although it's not the best angle to hold, really. It's not really ideal. And again, just that angle which Edward notoriously holds. Jump peaks for Navi, but never see that being pre-fired. Not yet, anyway.
Yeah, it was a good play from Angel with Schneider as well. Schneider was trying to push into the sewers from connector, just through to the door, and Angel was flashed over from the monster side. So it's a very cute little bit of team play there to try to make some information plays safe, to find out where the CTs are set up actually. And then we'll finally see Dignitas giving up the ghost with a close play towards the toilets and instead falling back onto the bomb side. So HellRaisers, they have spent quite a lot of time, but effectively they have been able to push Dignitas back just with very light pressure all the way on back onto the bomb site. And now because of this, Dignitas do not know where the bomb is going. But HellRaisers, they are running out of time to make that call, and it does look like they're going for the B play.
Indeed, but you need 2 smokes to wall off that area, which might suggest a fake actually, so it might work out for them, because there are still Dignitas players stacked on the A site rather than the B bomb site, so that 1 smoke might actually pay dividends for HellRaisers. They're going to push through the smoke once again though, and Config almost getting a 2-man spray down here. Tensky coming in to clean things up, along with Rubino as well. And only Kucha remains, so pushing through the smoke on short B has failed on this occasion for HellRaisers. But again, I mean, the 1 smoke rather than 2 smokes, like all these pro players will know, it takes two smokes to wall off the area. So the fact that it's 1 smoke pretty much suggests the fake. Dignitas didn't have enough numbers on the site, but they managed to hold it anyway. Yeah,
I mean, HellRaisers, they really didn't leave themselves with enough time there as well. They really needed an extra 5 or 10 seconds to make that one a little bit easier. But now Dignitas, they've reset the economy of HellRaisers. You can see that they were all on $1,400. Kucha had saved his weapon, but what on earth are they going to do from this position? Dignitas should be able to win this map comfortably from this position. A map chosen by HellRaisers, in fact. And we'll see the first frag going to MSL, but against these players who have nothing but Glocks and, well, that's it. No Kevlar to be seen. This should be all too easy for the Danish side of Dignitas.
Bomb being dropped on long is going to be a massive pain as well for the HellRaisers side, but now there are 2 players left, so they've had more than their share of pain, and there's probably more to come. Rubino going to do a little bit of damage, well, a lot of damage to Schneider there, and there it is. Just the 1 frag for HellRaisers at this point. It won't matter as it's game point to Dignitas, who have a 6-round lead, and they've got a reasonable amount of money in the bag for the time being. And the buy from HellRaisers in this last round is not going to be great. I mean, look, you can see they're not going to be able to afford that many AKs. In fact, just the 1 extra AK and 2 Galils, so 2 AKs in total, and then the Tech 9 onto Kucha is all they have to offer in what could be the last round of the first game.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Dignitas with a forward position on the party area, looking for these players of HellRaisers as they make their way in towards the A side. So Rubino could provide quite a lot of info for his team. He's going to go out on a limb here and try to push around the back. And this could be absolutely massive from Rubino if the timing is perfect. And so far, it looks like it could be. But there is a push from Schneider. That's going to give it up now. And Rubino will not be able to do the enormous amount of damage that could have been possible there.
MSL is hitting his shots. Apart from that one, of course, he's going to get traded on long. But they have a man advantage again. Tensky coming in to take down Oscar. So Angel and Kucha remain. Kucha is gone, as is the bomb. Angel versus 3. It's his turn to do what Tensky tried to do time and time again in the other half. So we'll see if he can find a connection. Spots 1 player, but Config will win the duel with the inferior weapon. So Dignitas 16-9 take the first map. HellRaisers pick.
Yeah, and they look forward now to going to their map choice, which will be Mirage. And it's typically always been the home map of Dignitas sides. Any side led by MSL, they've always had great play on Mirage, very, very good comfort. And I always look forward to seeing their T-sides in particular. Is there anything that you want to say before we just break it off and wait for the next map?
No, well, I think, there's a lot of... HellRaisers just struggled the entire time. Obviously, they had a really bad start in the first half, but even when they won, there was a lot. They had a few situations where they had a 3 versus 1, but ended up winning it in 1 versus 1. So the economy was just in tatters the whole match, which is always going to make it hard on Overpass.
And one thing I will say actually is Tensky had a pretty standout performance. Didn't expect to see so much from him. Again, many of the spots that we saw him do so well, they weren't rounds that he won, but he did incredible amounts of damage to the economy of HellRaisers. And that actually added up because it stopped them buying the ops they needed on that first half. So pretty crazy. Did not expect that out of Tensky. I would say that to me, he's the player that would be the least remarkable. But actually, today so far, he's delivering. Let's see if he can carry the performance through to Mirage. We'll see after the break.